This is your tech news briefing for Wednesday, November 23rd. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Every year, the Wall Street Journal's personal tech team tests out a range of gadgets and gear and puts together a list of their top picks for holiday gifts. But this year, with the prices of everything creeping up and layoffs being announced left and right, particularly in the tech sector, the team focused on items that are sure to be worth their money. Nothing that's destined for a spot at the back of the closet covered in dust. Joining us to share their list is personal tech columnist Nicole Nguyen, personal tech reporter Dalvin Brown, and personal tech reporting assistant Cordilia James. Thank you all so much for coming on the show.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for having us again.
All right, let's jump into this list. I noticed there were quite a lot of fitness-related gifts on there. Cordelia, can you tell us about one of them?
Yeah, so one of the gifts that I recommended was the Dribble Up Smart Boxing Gloves. So it's just like a fun way to spice up your workout from home routine. So I myself am like a boxing noob. I don't know too much about just the best way to box. And so this was like an easy setup, really just like a good way to track your reps. And there are just so many different sessions that you can follow, both on demand and live. And if you ultimately don't want to spend the $17 a month for the membership, there's still a couple of practice sessions available. And at the end of the day, you still have a nice set of gloves to use.
Okay, well, in that same vein, there seem to be a number of wearables on this list. What did you stick on and why, Nicole?
So one of the wearables that I chose on this list is the Garmin Epix. It's a pretty chunky watch, like most Garmin's are, but it has a touchscreen. And so it's the most smartwatch-like wearable that I think Garmin's put out. They typically have a 5-button interface that requires DDR, Dance Dance Revolution style choreography just to perform simple tasks. But the touchscreen makes it really, really easy. And for people who are interested in the outdoors or they're long distance athletes, I think this would be an amazing thing to open up on Christmas Day. And I also chose the Fitbit Sense 2 wearable. Fitbit hasn't really come out with a smartwatch in a number of years. The Sense 2 is really interesting though because it comes with a stress sensor that can detect physical indications of stress. So when you're stressed out, the thing that you need is your wrist to buzz and tell you that you're stressed out. And it'll nudge you to take a little meditation or some breathing exercises or a moment to relax.
I think we can all probably use a nice reminder to take a deep breath. Over the last couple years, we've definitely been talking about more gifts for the home, since we've obviously been spending a lot more time in our houses. Dalvin, are there any good gifts for the home this year?
Yeah, so one of the good gifts for home that I recommended this year was the Echo Dot with clock. So it's another Alexa-enabled smart speaker, but what makes it really interesting is that you can use it to extend your Wi-Fi network. And it's also useful because it has a little digital screen that shows temperature or song titles. So if you don't want to call out for Alexa as often, you don't have to because the little screen will show it to you.
Nicole, this was more of a practical list this year. So what's a good practical gift that you stuck on?
One of my picks for this guide is a laptop sleeve by Moft, which looks like a very boring laptop sleeve from the outside. But when you take your laptop out and you fold along these little folded lines, it pops up in this origami-esque way to become a stand. So for anyone who works from coffee shops or is on the road a lot, this is the perfect thing. I use it all the time. There are 2 height options even, a lower one for typing and then a higher one so that you can get a more flattering angle when you're video calling or just browsing the web.
What about something fun? Dalvin, do we have anything fun on the list?
Yeah, so one of the fun items I recommended this year is like a TikTok era music mixer. And if you are a content creator or a kid that likes to make a lot of noise, Ruckus FX is a great option and it's only $50. I have it right here. Imagine downloading your favorite song onto a little handheld device and then like doing your favorite TikTok dance, but like each movement remixes the song in a different way. So like if this is the song and you're like punching and twisting, I'm not a TikTok
we
dancer.
We should say it's sort of, it looks like it's got this little handle. It looks almost like, I don't know, like a Bop It? I'm trying to think of a description for it.
It reminds me of a Bop It too. But like, I think the idea is like you can create really cool content dancing to it in like, you know, a dark room and just create something really visually appealing and upload your remix track to TikTok.
You know, I think maybe if we're looking for something that's a little less ruckusy and a little more hanging out and chilling, I noticed that there was this Samsung Freestyle projector. It's $800, so it's more on the expensive side of this year's list. Why did you include it, Dalvin?
Yeah, so there are a few things that make it somewhat essential and certainly unique. So the projector has all the apps that you may be used to seeing on a Samsung Smart TV. It comes with Netflix and all of that baked in. But one of the things that's really unique about it is you can power it using a light socket. So you literally screw the projector in where you would screw in a light bulb, and you can project mood lighting into a room. Or, you know, if you put it above the dining room table, maybe it's a personalized table setting for the holidays. So, you know, it does a lot more than just project high quality images onto a white screen. It's pretty fun.
Let's keep going with this splurging trend. If you want to spend a little bit more this holiday season, Cordelia, anything you'd recommend?
I'd recommend the Valve Steam Deck. It's like this handheld gaming device for those who love playing PC games. The graphics are absolutely amazing. It's a little bit bigger than something like a Nintendo Switch, for example. If someone is a really big gamer in your family, I would suggest probably getting one of the devices that have a lot more space. You can get one either 64 gigabytes, 256 gigabytes, or 512. That 512 one is about a little over $600, like around $650. But something else that you should know is the games that take up the most space and probably are like the most detailed also drain the battery. So you might want to keep a backup battery pack handy too.
I mean, I think all tech gifts, we should always think about the batteries. An important lesson for everybody when they give tech. Well, that's our personal tech team joining us with this year's WSJ Tech Gift Guide. Cordilia James, Nicole Nguyen, Dalvin Brown. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And that's it for today's Tech News Briefing. Heads up, we'll be off tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back with more tech news for you on Friday. And in the meantime, you can find more tech stories on our website, WSJ.com. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.